Hey everybody, it's Overkill here with another Total War Attila online battle. I just fought this battle, and I thought it was too good to really pass up. So this is a 2v2 consisting of me playing as the Franks, you can see there, and my ally being the Eastern Roman Empire. We're fighting the Huns and the White Huns. I guess in theory, I'm facing the White Huns since they're on this side, and he's facing the Huns. You can see a very strange tactic for the Huns, bringing lots of infantry. Of course, there is lots of cavalry for each side, about 10 units, I would imagine, including the generals. But still, most people I've ever seen have bring a lot more cavalry than this, and they've gone for this very strange defensive formation. These two were friends, as you can clearly tell. But yeah, the White Huns and the Huns, just the normal ones. Sadly, I can't tell you the names of these people because Attila is weird like that. All I can tell you is that it's me. I believe one of them was called ATI or something like that, and I have no idea what the other two were called. But yeah, let's get into the army comp. For my general, I have a Frankish general. Standard, of course. The Frankish cavalry is awesome. We have 3 units of Sacra Francisca, 3 units of Noble Germanic Horsemen, 5 units of elite Germanic archers. I assumed that if I was facing off against 2 Hunnic armies, they were going to bring lots of horse archers, and they did. They brought about, what, 9 horse archer units, so this was a very good investment in the end, and you'll see, of course. Then we have 4 Germanic spearmasters, 4 Royal Ansturiones. Whoops. Yeah. Now, the weird thing about this battle is it's not going to be a very good representation of the multiplayer scene for Attila. These guys wanted to have a nice fun battle, so they set the funds to 100k. So we basically bought whatever we wanted and maxed out, but that doesn't stop it from being an entertaining battle. And then we move on to the Eastern Roman player. He brought the Magister Militum as his general. He has, what is this? Is this all Tagmata cavalry? Oh, good lord. So he brought, what is that, 8 units? 9 units of Tagmata cavalry. Alright, so he assumed that he was going to get in a big cav fight, probably. He has 6 units of Numeroi, 2 units of Elite Ballistari, and 2 units of Eastern Auxilia Palatina. Now, the White Huns player has brought 4 units of Avar Horde. Now, this is where it's going to get confusing. Okay, the Huns are here. So, we have 1, 2, 3 units of Yonda Spearmasters. We have a unit of Guardians of the Hindu Kush. 2 chosen UR warriors. Actually, 3 units of Guardians of the Hindu Kush, thank you. There's 3 of them there. And then we have, what is this? Are these all? Nope, 2 units of First Wave Lancers and 2 units of Knockors. Then his general is a Kindred of the Sun. So we move on to the Huns. This is taking forever, I know, I'm sorry. But their general is a Hunnic Warlord. They have a unit of chosen UR warriors. There's probably a few of them. Chosen UR. Okay, so there's 2. Then they have 2 units of Steppe Warriors and 2 units of Skiri, I don't know, warriors. Then they have 3 units of UR archers, and then 5 units of Hunnic Devil archers. And to top it off, 4 units of Knockors. So that is the army comps. A lot to go through. So let's get into this battle because it is quite long. So this is how we formed our armies. I wasn't really quite sure what my ally was doing. He deployed quite close to me, which was a bit interesting, I suppose. But it's quite strange because he decides to break off very early, so I don't know why he didn't just go over here. He might have assumed that maybe they were going to do a big cavalry rush towards us, which of course they do not do. So I see that he's pushing his horse archers out alone, so I just decided to push my archers out. Now this is a bit of a gamble, as of course even though they're horse archers, they could still destroy archers in a charge. I'm not quite sure about elite Germanic archers. Maybe if I had levies or something, the horse archers would have been able to charge and kill them, because I did put them in a pretty risky situation. But of course, also my friendly cavalry also protects me, and that's a good thing. This guy that I played with is really good, or maybe not really good, but he was really good at supporting me. Now in the beginning here, he kind of messes up my plan. I could have taken out a lot more of these horse archers if he didn't just charge at them and make them run away. Because there's no way he's going to catch them. These are light bow cavalry compared to the medium Tagmata. So you can see my arrows actually miss. I might have done some maybe some health damage to them, but this guy is now just running up and getting shot at. He doesn't lose hardly any cavalry, so it's okay. I'm definitely not going to call him out on that move. but I could have killed a lot more of his cavalry if he just let me shoot at them. And the same thing's happening over here. He's rushing out at these guys. But he's a bit more successful on this side, and you'll see in a minute. He actually manages to catch some of these guys, so we're going to keep the attention over here and watch. But, yeah, it was a very entertaining battle, and these guys were actually really cool. And they actually, I mentioned that this was going to be on YouTube. And hello to you guys, because you told me that you subscribed after, and you're looking forward to seeing it. Oh, well, you didn't say that, but you're waiting for it. But here is the battle, of course. So thank you for subscribing, and thanks again for being such good sports and having a nice, fun battle. But you can see my ally is taking a lot of damage. These horse archer units seem to be focusing on these two, so these guys are losing a lot. But you can see they're actually closing the ground with them. These Hunnic Devil Archers are, of course, medium, and they actually get charged by 3 units of Tagmata cavalry, so they're going to die very quickly. And these units also got caught. And that's the dangers of horse archers on the edge of the map. They just do not do good. They'll run right into the corner or the side of the map, and they'll just get absolutely chewed up. So you can see this unit starting to die. It's already down to half strength. And this was something we really needed. This unit is also down to half strength. But you can see the normal Huns are bringing in their Knockors, which of course are not good. That's a bit bad. And it was at this moment that I realized, like, yeah, that enemy melee cav's going in. I need to help out here. Winning this flank against all this cavalry will be very important. So at the same time, I'm just positioning my archers, just trying to, you know, kind of skirmish with the enemy if they push them forward, and skirmish with the enemy archers, or horse archers. So we're, of course, going to focus on the cavalry engagement that's going over here. So you can see, though, that we've managed to really, like, mess up a couple of horse archer units. This unit is almost useless, and if they get attacked once more, they're just done. This unit's down to half strength. And now there's a big mosh of cavalry going on here. But these Tagmata are going to hold on for a very long time and do quite well. They end up lasting long enough for my cavalry to get into the engagement as well, which is quite good. You can see that they are doing not so well, though. These Knockors definitely have the edge over the Tagmata cavalry in this engagement, because there's 3 units of damage Tagmata versus 4 almost full units of Knockors. It's just not going to be a good situation. But you can see I'm sending my my noble Germanic horsemen to this engagement, and then I'm actually splitting some of my lancers off. These guys are going to stay in reserve, and I'm actually going to try to chase down some of these units here with the lancers, because why not? You could do some damage here. But you can see that they're just about to break as I get into this fight. They actually managed to break one of the Knockors unit, which is quite good. But you can see we're charging our guys in here now. So this unit I decide to send after these horse archers, but they end up turning around before I can get to them. And this unit I actually I kind of throw away. This was a bit of a mistake. I kind of charge it into these archers, but they kind of pull me towards their infantry, which wasn't quite good. But it all works out in the end. And these guys run into nearly run into the spearmen. And these guys managed to actually take out a bunch of archers, which was good. You can see that I actually managed to kill dozens and dozens of them, and we actually even get into the steppe warriors, and we kill a couple of them. But this unit ultimately gets pretty much wrecked. But you can see I've actually managed to catch a horse archer unit over here, so that's good. This Hunnic Devil Archers unit is going to die, and we've actually caught these 2 units as well. So that's pretty much all the horse archers of the Hun player destroyed. There's only a couple left, really, and their general, of course, but that's their general. He can't really engage them like he's been engaging these guys. So they're actually going to... all 3 of these units actually end up dying. And I think we even take out this guy's Knockors as well, which is excellent. As you can see, nothing's still happening over here. I've positioned my archers because I noticed that the White Huns were moving their URs. So I just positioned them in a place where they can actually start shooting at them and get an advantage. So this is where I start bringing in my my reserve unit of Sacra Francisca. And you can see the cavalry engagement going on here. I actually have a huge advantage here because now I'm getting these flanking charges by my shock cavalry and my other unit of noble Germanic horsemen. And we actually take out all of these Knockors, which is a huge blow to the Hun player. And you can see that he's actually abandoned his position of the White Huns player. Now, something we could have done in this exact moment, if we were paying more attention and we were more coordinated. Oh, you don't get the little drawing things. Well, either way, follow my mouse cursor. Even if the Eastern Roman Empire player was more positioned, we easily could have overtaken the White Huns player right here in terms of infantry. But at the same time, his cavalry would have had a huge advantage. And you'll see later on in the battle that what we do is actually probably the right course of action to take anyway. We could have easily rushed and overtaken the infantry, but the cavalry would have just inflicted so many casualties on us. And you'll see like I said, as the battle goes on, what we did was probably the right situation. So, of course, we managed to take out all these cavalry units. We lose a Sacra Francisca, and I also charge this reserve unit into here, and you can see all the men go flying. But basically, I put this unit here just so that these guys wouldn't take the blow of being charged. But these guys get out okay. They knock down enough men that they can just run out of there okay. And all these units are free to go around. So I kind of make the mistake of charging these guys, and they just get kind of shot down by enemy archers. It's a bit of a shame. And they end up just flying into these chosen UR warriors, and they actually kill quite a few of them as well. And I try to get these guys to go after these horse archers, which I should have just went after these archers, to be honest. I could have done a lot more damage against these guys. But yeah, and you can see now that the Sacra Francisca is just chilling there. I was trying to get them away, and then I just kind of forgot about them. Actually, no, I charged them into these steppe warriors. That's what I do. Oh, you can see now that the engagement with the horse archers has begun. Kind of foolish, a little bit, to put your horse archers in range of all my units of elite Germanic archers. This was something that I was very happy to see, because I just focused all 5 of my archers on one unit, and you can see the damage that it does very quickly. But yes, over here you can see I charged into these steppe warriors, and I actually killed a lot. This unit was over 100 men. And after charging into them, they're down to 70. But of course, I did lose about 10 of my Sacra Francisca, which isn't good. And you can see that all of my melee cavalry has been destroyed as well. So that is not good for me. But I did manage to take out a lot of men. And you can see that we went from just over 100 men advantage to nearly 500. So we've taken a definite lead. But you can see that what the troops of the combined Hunnic players is still better than ours, in a way. Well, according to the balance of power. Now the units to maybe a more experienced player maybe not be balanced, but you know what I'm saying. So I just run this unit of Sacra Francisca away. I believe that keeping them alive will be a lot more useful than just running in there trying to get a couple of more kills. And they actually play not a really important role. They were going to, but I kind of forgot about them, and they actually end up dying, which is a bit of a shame. If I could have used them better, that would have been nice. But I was a bit foolish, kind of messed it up. But yeah, I can see this is where I start moving up my army, because, well, the cavalry fights are basically over. It's time to get down to the nice deadly infantry engagements. You can see that the White Huns are sending their horse archers forward once again. And I am very happy that he does this, because that means I can just start shooting at them again. And you can see that just the combined fire of my archers is way more than enough to kill these light horse archers. I start targeting all my archers on this one unit here, and you can see that they just go down, just handfuls of them dying every volley. And we actually get rid of this unit quite quickly, which is quite good. And basically what this entire engagement is literally just going from everybody targeting this unit to this one to this one to this one, essentially. And it works out quite well. So you can see I'm using this unit to support this archer fight that's going on here. The elite Balstari are doing quite a bit of damage to these guys. One thing I would have taken back if I could have replayed this battle was I kind of ignored these UR archers, and they had free reign of shooting it right into my guys. They didn't do nearly as much damage as the player probably wanted to, but it was definitely good for me. Sure you can see that a bunch of my guys are dying here, but it's just not enough. We actually managed to pretty much destroy all of these horse archers just here. And you can see that they're not really doing much. They are firing back, but you would think that this guy would move his archers around, but no problem, no problem. Well, there we go. That unit's been destroyed, essentially, so we start targeting either one of these now. And yes, you can see that the Roman player is sort of moving his lines around. He's being very defensive, though, which is fine by me. I don't really mind. My general's back here chilling up on this hill. And yeah, you can see we actually lose. We've actually lost an archer unit at this point, and this one's about to, it's wavering, and it breaks. It runs to about back here and then comes back. But you can see that we've destroyed three out of 4 of these of our horde, which is awesome. And we just keep shooting at them. We just keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. And you can see that this unit also gets destroyed. There just weren't enough horse archers to for my archers to run out of ammo. I still have about half ammo on most of my archers. Some of the units are a bit lower, but yeah, you can see that this unit gets shattered as well. So that is all of the horse archers off the field, other than the Hunnic general. And this is where I knew that, yes, this is now our time to attack. You can also see that a unit of 2 units of horse archers charging into these guys. This is actually I was actually wrong. The Sacra Francisca were actually useful here, so it was good that I saved them. I saved 1 unit, well, 30 men of Ballistari from untimely demise. But you can see now all of the horse archers are gone. That's also where the other horse archers went, by the way. 2 of them charged these guys, and they all died. But now my archers have free reign over just shooting at this unit of archers. And at first they weren't doing lots of damage, but after a while, these guys just started dropping like flies, which was excellent, of course. And you can see all the combined fire is just killing scores of them every once in a while. Some of my men were shooting flaming arrows, which I guess I forgot to turn off. But oh well, it's not that big of a deal. But this is actually where I just decided to say screw it. I'm ignoring these archers. I need to kill some of these cavalry, because you can see that all of these Knockors and these first wave lancers are just sitting here. They haven't been touched. Everybody has gold upgrades, by the way, so there is that. But you can see I'm starting to shoot at them. The player was smart enough to move his cavalry away. And basically, I just wanted to move them out of that position so it would be harder for them to flank me. Because basically, if I just engaged my infantry right up the middle here, these guys would have just came around and destroyed me. This was my main concern, basically. My infantry, I know, is quite good compared to these Hunnic warriors. Well, these Hunnic units, rather. A mix of my Germanic Spearmasters and these Royal Anstruniones. Oh, God, I don't know. The Royal whatever guys. The Royal Franks. Let's just call them that. But yeah, these guys... I knew that attacking this corner, my men would have the advantage. I wouldn't be fighting the entire brunt of the Hunnic army. And yeah, you can see now that I've actually pinned them in a position where these horse units can't even get to the back of my army. With the help of my friendly Tagmata cavalry, I've completely driven them away from the flank that they wanted. It's impossible for them now to actually flank around and attack me. So I just charge my Spearmasters right in. And you can see there, they get into the nice bloody fighting. Killing all these Hunnic warriors. Well, it's quite even at first. We also put these guys into shield wall in anticipation of these warriors of the Hindu Kush, or whatever they're called, guardians of the Hindu Kush, in anticipation of them charging in. So they don't get the devastating effects of their charge, and you can see that they actually hardly killed any of my men. This is actually where I start charging in my Royal Franks, my Royal Frankish swordsmen, whatever, in as well, and that also adds to the pressure on the Hun players. And you can see that their units are already crumbling. These Scree warriors are just getting absolutely destroyed, and these Yonda Spearmasters, the Hunnic infantry just can't stop the crush of the Franks. And you can see that this unit of two-handed axemen shatters instantly. It's really good, and these Royal Frankish swordsmen, I'm just gonna call them that. I know that's not what they're called, but they're Anstruniones. Anstrutiones. I don't know, Anstrudiones. See, I can't say it. But they're charging in just to help out against these cavalry. Basically, I want to kill these elite cavalry. I actually bring my general in to pop some fear on these guys, or war cry rather, just to break their morale even further. And you can see that some of my units, my Germanic Spearmasters, basically are getting mulched a little bit, and that's not quite good. But Anstruniones are doing great. They're just in here slaying these Hunnic warriors. They don't give a shit. They're just killing everybody, and it's awesome. So this is where I was going to use them to their full potential. I was going to flank them around. And yeah, I was trying to move them around, and I just completely forgot about them. This was a huge mistake. And as you can see, these guys just send first wave lancers in here, and they just absolutely destroy them. That was a bit of a mistake. I could have broken this this flank way faster than it did. But oh well. The result was still the same. I charged my Frankish general in here, if you didn't notice that. He was pulling out just then. That caused a bit of stress onto these Hunnic warriors. And of course, you know, made my men a bit happy seeing the general fighting. But yeah, you can see now that this fight is going completely in our favor. These horses can't deal with my Spearmasters and the Tagmata cavalry. And I actually charge in my general here as well. And oh, the lag is real. So we charge them into these UR warriors, I believe. Are they UR warriors? Yeah, the chosen UR warriors. We charge them into them. Yep. And you can see now that we've finally taken the lead in the balance of power, which is excellent. So I start flanking my general around. And this was the crucial moment of the battle, basically. Me flanking my general around, getting him into the flank of these Knockors. This is what we needed. this is what we needed for a victory, was breaking these knockers, because this freed up all of our cavalry, and it just allowed us to absolutely destroy the rest of the Hunnic forces. You can see that the army the battle isn't looking good for the Huns at this moment. This pocket of resistance is still strong, but over here you can see their units are down to dozens of men each, basically, and it's not looking very good for them. This is actually where the enemy the two generals actually clash, and I was like, oh god, I can't let my friendly general possibly die. I need to win this engagement with him. So you can see that both Hunnic generals charge in, and I get a nice flanking charge on the Kindred of the Sun here. And this is where the battle goes in our favor, because this combat is not good for the Huns. One of their units being a horse archer unit, they're not going to survive in a fight against melee cavalry very well. You can see that 20 of them have died already. These Kindred of the Sun are doing quite well for themselves, but you can see this unit's just getting chopped to pieces. They're wavering. They're getting ready to break. And at this moment when they break, it's over for the Huns. And there we go. That's the enemy general broken. All of his units are starting to break now. All these Hunnic units. And yeah, we have 3 units of melee cavalry fighting these Kindred of the Sun. These are a good unit, but they're definitely not good enough to take on this much power, especially with Tegmata cavalry and just the brute force of the cavalry generals. And you can see that all of the enemy infantry, aside from this unit of UR warriors, which has 1 man, and this unit of Guardians of Hindu Kush is broken. So basically, we're just getting ready to sweep up these archers and the enemy generals. So there we go. The enemy general, the Kindred of the Sun, has broken. This one guy, he finally died. I was going to do a little zoom-in cinematic thing on him, but nope, he died too fast. But yeah, so now all these guys are getting engaged by the Roman infantry. You can see they chop down as many of them as they can, but it's just not enough. The flanking forces of all those Roman units is just too much for them to handle, and you can see that we end the battle with quite a few troops, nearly 2 full units of Anstrutiones. God, I still don't Tiones. I don't know. I still don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah. And I also charged my general into the Hunnic warlord again, since he came back. But yeah, that was basically the battle. Thank you again to my opponents. Hopefully you watched this, as you did apparently find my channel because of this battle. But hopefully you enjoyed the battle, and hopefully you guys as the viewers enjoyed this battle, because it was very fun, and you can see we got a Pyrrhic victory. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this multiplayer battle. It's good to be back to multiplayer. I'm going to be trying to play more multiplayer now, and when I get my new computer, because I'll actually be able to handle the multiplayer battles in this game, because they can get a bit crazy with the numbers. But yep. Anyway, guys, this has been Overkill as always, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.